Alright, let's talk about one of the biggest myths in Red Dead Redemption 2, the so-called second rat. You know, the idea that there was another informant in the gang besides Micah. The theory goes that the Pinkertons were catching up to the gang's activities even before Micah started ratting them out after Guarma. Today I'm going to break down the most popular myths about who this second rat could be. So trust me, some of them are wild. So buckle up. Alright, first up, Hosea Matthews. Yes, some people actually think this guy, the brain of the gang, was the rat, and honestly this is just hilarious. Let me point the picture for you. Hosea, who's been running with Dutch for decades, who's as loyal as hell, who was literally trying to keep the gang alive and out of trouble, is suddenly a snitch. Yeah? No. That's like saying Arthur Morgan secretly wanted to become a banker. It just doesn't make sense. And yeah, because clearly Hosea's big brain idea was to let Milton shoot him in the face. Genius! Next up we've got Abigail Roberts. Now this theory is actually a bit more popular and I kinda get why. Abigail loved John and Jack and she wanted to get them out of the gang's life. Yeah, fair enough here. But here's where things get wild. People point to the Saint Denis bank robbery. Remember how Hosea and Abigail caused the destruction with the explosion? Hosea gets caught and killed, but Abigail managed to escape and be let free. Some folks see that and think, suspicious. But come on, let's be real, if Abigail was working with the Pinkertons, why didn't you just let John go free after his capture? Why would they send Rost after him years later? It doesn't add up. Abigail wasn't the rat, she was just trying to survive. Now, out of all these theories, the one that kinda makes the most sense to me is the Tilly Jackson theory. Hear me out here. When Milton captured Abigail, Tilly was with her, right? And it seemed like she betrayed her. Like, imagine Abigail looking at Tilly thinking, really? After all this? But let's be real here again. If Tilly was the rat, she would have told Milton about the train robbery the gang was planning right before Abigail got kidnapped. That was a huge job, and the Pinkertons could have ambushed the gang right there and ended it all. But no, that didn't happen. Tilly wasn't the rat, she was just caught in the wrong place at the wrong time like everyone else. Okay, alright, listen closely, because I'm about to tell you who the real second rat was. You ready? It was Jack. Yes. A little Jack Marston. Think about it, he's always off playing, drawing or hanging out by himself. But what if he wasn't just playing? What if he was secretly sneaking off to meet Milton and Ross? Maybe they bribed him with candy. Imagine Jack sitting there like, alright Mr. Milton, I'll tell you everything, but I want 3 lop limbs and a pony. This kid is probably walked into camp like, don't worry guys, I'm just gonna play with my toys, and then sprinted straight to the Pinkertons to spill the beans. Honestly, Jack might have been running the whole operation. He was playing 4D chess while everyone else was playing checkers, and probably killing Ross at the end of Red Dead Redemption 1 was his biggest plan. And eventually, that was the Pinkertons' plan. Let's be serious for a moment. After busting all of these myths, let's talk about the real reason why there wasn't the second rat, because this is the main theme of the video. With one sentence I can say that because Dutch was too brutal for his own good. It all started with the Blackwater Massacre. That was the moment the Pinkertons turned their eyes on the Van der Laan gang. The gang was supposed to pull off a big score and ride off the sunset, but nope. Dutch had to go and kill someone during the job, turning what could have been a clean getaway into a bloodbath. That was the spark that put the Pinkertons on high alert, and from that moment on, they were watching the gang like hawks. Now, you'd think that after that, Dutch would have wanted to lay low, right? Wrong. Instead, he decided it was a great idea to rob Leviticus Cornwall's train. And just who was Leviticus Cornwall? Oh, you know, just one of the richest men and most influential men in America. Robbing him was like slapping a wanted poster on the gang's backs. To make matters worse, Cornwall didn't just sit around, he hired the Pinkertons to hunt them down. So now, not only the gang was on the run from the law, but they also had a billionaire funding their chase. But wait, Dutch wasn't done making things worse. Fast forward to chapter 3 and you've got Dutch deciding to involve the gang into a feud between the Braithwaites and the Greys. Now, these weren't just two random families, they were all the money plantation owning powerful families with connections everywhere. Dutch had the gang running jobs for both sides, playing them against each other, and what did that lead to? The Braithwaite mansion burning to the ground and the entire family getting wiped out. That wasn't just a crime, that was a statement. The gang didn't just commit robbery, they committed an open warfare. At this point the gang was already in over their heads, but Dutch thought, hey, you know what? What a great idea. Let's kill Andrew Bronte. Now Bronte wasn't just some small time crook, he was a powerful businessman with deep connections in Saint Denis. Killing him wasn't just reckless, it was practically an invasion to the Pinkertons to tighten the noose even further. When Dutch killed Bronte, it was like sending up a big neon sign that said, hey, I'm going after the bank next. Oh, and by the way, I'm right here, Pinkertons. By the time the gang tried to rob the Saint Denis bank, the Pinkertons didn't need the second rat. They didn't even need Micah yet. Dutch's actions were so loud, so chaotic and so reckless that the Pinkertons could have just followed the trail of destruction. Every robbery, every feud, every murder, it was all adding fuel to the fire. That wasn't just leading the gang, he was leading the Pinkertons straight to them. Let's not forget Gorma. After everything that happened in Saint Denis, the gang had to flee to the Caribbean and even there chaos followed them. The truth is, there wasn't a second rat because Dutch had already made the gang's position so obvious. The law wasn't catching up to them because someone was snitching, it was because Dutch couldn't stop making enemies and leaving destruction in his wake. So there we have it, no second rat, just a gang leader who couldn't keep his head down long enough to let the heat die off. Dutch van der Linde, brilliant strategist, charismatic leader, and absolute disaster when it comes to staying under the radar. Thank you for watching guys, and remember, if you're running from the law, maybe don't blow out the country while you're at it.